Streaming cyberspace into your place from Hickory Motor Speedway. It's the Virtual Grip Network second round coverage of the Bootleg Racing League's Gargamel's Kitchen Late Model Invitational Series Season 24. Joe Namath's Jets beating the Colts in Super Bowl III. Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson. Chris Moneymaker winning the 2003 World Series of Poker. Add to that list of upsets, Brian Dean winning the Season 24 opener at New Smyrna. Now, while it maybe doesn't rival the Miracle on Ice, it was indeed a refreshing surprise to what has been a historically predictable series. But because the series saw the last champion win by some 70 points, despite the round one absence of that formidable and foreboding presence that has haunted the schedule for so many seasons, tonight's race will see a grid of Jamie Lee Curtis's cautiously alert, awaiting the return of Jason. As we enter the Halloween month, nobody is safe, but fear not. Just pull the lever and let the magic powers of the Lazy Boy protect you from the spine-tingling simulated short-track racing excitement that's about to stream your way. A warm Tar Heel State hello and welcome on this Saturday night, October 7th, 2023. Moscow Mule, Matt Hoos, joins yours truly, Bill Suits on, high up in the VGN broadcast booth. Bring you our Words Eye View. Replay Ryan Seneker, as always, turning the knobs and pushing the sliders. All right, Matt, the grid is inverted based on the last round's results, so how easy or how hard is Hickory going to make it for the faster guys to work their way to the front?
Well, good to be here with you, Soup, and you people out there watching. This track is going to be really quite difficult for them guys to get to the front. It's predominantly a bottom lane track, and all these guys are pretty close in lap time, so I think we're going to see the fast guys really work for it tonight.
We have a large field of 20 and a lot of big names on tap, so stick around and we'll tell you who's here. But right now I want to tell you who makes this possible, and that's our sponsor, as always. It's Gargamel's Kitchen, a high-quality food-grade nitrous oxide provider located in, you know where they are, Denver, Colorado, and a proud sponsor of the Bootleg Racing League. Visit them at 2045 South Valencia Street or call Gargamel's Kitchen at 720-707-6178. And put your middle finger and your thumb together and snap along with me. Gargamel's Kitchen is the best. Everyone else is just the rest. Quickly, let's go ahead and look at the points. Now, you know, they only have one race in the book, and since there are no bonus points in the Bootleg Racing League, any of the series, these results accurately reflect the results of the opening round. 24 drivers took the grid at New Smyrna for the season opener. 3 out of the top 4 drivers went incident-free. The fly in the top 4 ointment was Kenny Kibbe, who picked up 4 demerits, working his way from 19th to 3rd. Besting Kibbe's climb was Aiden Young. He went from 20th to 2nd. But all of that news pales in comparison to Brian Dean's surprise and well-deserved win. Now, Matt Shanowski was also on the move. He went from 18th to 5th. Ruben Ortiz has to be happy to start the season with the top 10. Likewise for Bruce Pearson. The BRL has a 2 Shanowski top 10 limit, so Tim leaves no room for any other family members. Todd Liston raced in the top 10 for most of the night, and Trey Bloom started in 3rd and hung on for 10th. All right, we get that out of the way. It gives us a chance to look at the field here tonight as practice is going on. And first thing that I noticed, Matt, was the big names that are here. Along with J.R. Shepard, the defending champion, there's a lot of guys who are quick.
Yeah, you know, you got Kenny Kibbe. He's always going to be fast and one to look at. And Tim Shanowski's got a good lap time up there. Brian Dean's another good lap time backing up his win from last week. So we're going to have a good one here tonight.
Yeah, you know, Dean may be flying under the radar. He gets the win in the opening round, and then he's 3rd fastest in practice. So, you know, he might be a formidable name here. Let's go ahead and run down the starting order for you right now. On the front row, it is going to be the Butcher of Baton Rouge, Ribeye Joe Snyder. This will be inside of the veteran in the number 26, Donnie Moore. Matt?
Lowell Jewell, the boss, starting off 3rd. Trey Bloom in 4th.
Row 3 is populated with Todd Liston and the younger and more handsome of the Shanowskis, Tim.
Bruce Pearson in 7th, and the other brother, Matt Shanowski, in 8th.
9th and 10th is Steven Spees in the double nickel. Kenny Kibbe, watch out for him. He's in his familiar number 14, starts in 10th. He could be a guy to keep an eye on.
And Aiden Young, which I didn't see it here earlier, he's going to be one to watch, starting 11th. Brian Dean in 12th, last week's winner.
In the Baker Studley spot, it's the 75 of John Wilson. Flanking him will be the 81 of Joe Segala.
Kurt Smith, 15th. Adam Shane, 16th.
With a long way to go, but 100 laps to get there, it is defending champion of the number 98, J.R. Shepard, starting in 17th. Another quickster outside of him, the 24 of Austin Belke. And then the final row has Chris Davis and Jeffrey Happy Kemper make up your 20-car field here tonight. We had 24 to start the season, 20 here tonight, a testament to the health of the Bootleg Racing League and this series. Our attention turns to Ribeye Joe Snyder in the 39 in his familiar country pleasing sausage machine. Now, Donnie, we think the outside line may be good for a little while, so let's see what Matt, let's see what Donnie Moore can do right now. They're about to go green for lap number 1. Chug-a-lug, makes you want to holler, hidey-ho. Moore will have nothing for Snyder, and he's going to safely be able to tuck down into second. The battle is a little farther back. That is Lowell Jewell in the number 20. He gets third position. The 87 of Liston tucks in there. Having a little trouble on the outside was Trey Bloom. He begins to drop, and he's got Ruben Altice stuck right. No, that's Tim Shanowski, stuck behind him on the outside line. Front 5 are single file. The battle is for 6th position. Steven Spees started in 9th. He's already gained 2 spots as he secures that one. Oh, you can hear the tears in the Bloom fan club right now as Trey continues to drop. A driver map we said to watch out for was the 69 of Aiden Young. He started in 11th position. He's already up 4 spots into 7th. Here comes the 69.
Yeah, I think at this point of the race, he's just doing what he's got to do to try to stay in that bottom line, try to just set a pace, because as you remember, these tires will wear off, and at this little bull ring, that right front's going to get pretty hot pretty fast.
Steven Spees sees the 69 in his rearview mirror coming, and he gets his nose under Pearson. Pearson has room to tuck down in behind Spees if he wanks before Young gets there. He'd be smart to lift a little bit and get down in there in time, and he does indeed. That'll make Young have to earn that spot. Another driver to watch, Kenny Kibbe, is right behind Young. He's up 2 spots.
Yeah, Kenny's always calculating. He's always fast. I think he's just going to try to probably follow Aiden to the front. If I was in his shoes, that's what I would try to do.
We are clean so far. We've already gone 7 laps, so our contract calls for us to tune into the number 98. Let's watch the J.R. Shepard watch. Here we go. He's currently racing in 13th position, up 4 spots. Next on his hit list will be the winner from last week, Brian Dean. Dean started in 12th, racing that position right now. We'll stay on this for a little bit. We've been jumping around a little bit. JR, go ahead.
You're talking about JR there. He's kind of in a predicament right now because he's trying to save tires, as always, and he's one of the best at it. But he knows he's got Aiden Young and Kenny Kibbe racing up in front of him. They're trying to make headway at the front, so he's got to try to make passes and save his tires. So he's got quite a problem on his plate.
Well, he used up a little bit of rubber to get underneath Dean right there, and he picks up 1 more spot. You can see, oh no, he gets tagged from Dean. Now Dean goes around as he gets collected. Looks like 3-4 cars involved in this one. It was an accordion effect. Dean got into Shepard. Then that was Trey Bloom involved in it. Mr. Aggressive, Chris Davis was not aggressive. He was the last car on the scene, and the 7 got plowed up into the outside wall. Watch the 7 last on the scene here. Boink, 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 and all 4 of them go up.
Yeah, that's not good for JR's moving forward, and Brian Dean. That's bad to see for him too. I'm looking forward to see what Brian has this season.
That was like a trick shot on the billiard table there. Too many caroms, though. A lot of the balls end up off the table. Let's dial up number 39, Ribeye Joe Snyder. He is our leader. Ribeye Joe, you were cooking with hot fish grease there for a while. You opened up a big lead. Are you being careful?
I'm trying to be careful. Nobody in front of you. You get to pick your line.
You feeling confident? You're up in front now for 14 laps, and J.R. Shepard was just involved in an incident, so there's one name you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, but we got a lot of fast guys in here. Too early to tell. I'm just going to try to stay calm, run a good race, and see where I end up at the end.
Good job. Nice to see you racing up front. We'll check back with you later. Joseph Snyder, your race was started on the pole, has led all the way. He got the jump. Before that incident happened, Matt, we were going to tune back in on Ribeye Joe because he had opened up at least, I'd say, 7 or 8 car length lead on Donnie Moore. The driver we need to talk about, Lowell Jewell, back there. Little more fluorescent paint scheme this time. Now, I'm going to assume that is a black with pink. Is that a pink color, or is it indeed blue? Oh, it is blue. The reason I assumed it might be pink is a lot of the drivers are racing some pink on their cars, as everyone in America would know, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we'll talk a little bit more if we go on. Let's turn our attention on the Joe Snyder machine. He got a good jump on Moore the first time. Let's see if he can do that again. And indeed he does. Now Moore's job is to tuck down in front of Lowell Jewell. Lowell Jewell trying to get the 20, trying to get that nose in there. Ooh, the car that is painted like a bruise is not going to hurt anybody. The black and blue machine gets underneath Moore. Now here comes Speeds on the 55. Oh, Moore gets loose on the top side, and he's up there, and right behind him is Todd Liston. Liston saying, could you go a little bit faster? Donnie says, I'm doing the best I can. This outside line is hard. Matt, you thought the outside line might be good after a restart for a little bit, but then go away. It looks like Moore's really struggling.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Maybe later in the race it'll come back, but yeah, at this point of the race, you're only good for maybe a lap or two, and then the bottom side is just so much better than the top. You're really just trying to look for a hole.
Guys on the inside line that are going to be coming. Matt Shanowski. Another insider is Kurt Smith. Another one down there is Tim Shanowski. The 79 of Adam Sheen also on the inside line and happy about it. J.R. Shepard has returned. He's still on the lead lap. We got it. It's there right in front of him. A big pile up.
Oh, we got some names in that one.
Kurt Smith was on the inside, came up, and there was no room for Todd Liston. They get together right in front of the 14 of Kenny Kibbe. Tim Shanowski went to the low side and dived through. The guys who were on the top side had nowhere to go. It also involved a Todd Liston, the 8 of Jeffrey, who's not a happy camper right now, and the 23 of Brian Dean. Boy, Dean's luck has sure changed from the opening round. That's the second incident he's been caught up.
Yeah, it's definitely not how you want to your race off of a win. It's definitely not how you want it to go.
18 cars still listed on the lead lap. Kenny Kibbe and Chris Davis are a lap down. Kibbe, I believe, is in the lucky dog position. Remember, he was involved in that opening round incident. I think he'll probably get the wave around this time if it all goes according to plan. Nope, it looks like they're going to give it to Chris Davis instead. So the 7 is on a roll. Let's dial up Chris right now because he's always fun to talk about. He works his way around. We just got the lucky dog. He'll be starting in the back. Chris, you got the lucky dog. You were involved in that first incident. How's the car feel?
I think the car's okay. I'm lucky. I'm glad I'm getting the lucky dog, I'll tell you that, Soup. I'm really just biding my time, and unfortunately I got caught up in that, but still a long ways to go. 75 laps, I think, so we'll see what we can get here. Going to try and charge away to the front, but do so cleanly.
Well, the silver lining around your dark cloud is you started in 19th, and you're in 18th, so even with the incidents going a lap down, you picked up a spot, so we'll keep an eye on you.
Thanks, buddy.
Chris Davis, the reason we dial him up, Matt, is he's always fun to watch. He can get the car through the field as well as anybody.
Yeah, he is. He can do it. They didn't get the name Mr. Aggressive for no reason, but he has toned down a little bit. But he's still able to make them moves just a little cleaner.
Donnie Moore has fallen down into 8th position. He was racing up front for a while, but remember, got stuck on the top side. So now the two we're looking at, Snyder continues to hold that pole position, that inside. The chairman of the board right now is Ribeye Joe Snyder. On his outside is Steven Spees. Spees is up 8 spots to get to that, but he has to now deal with the outside. Lowell Jewell licking his chops in the black and blue number 20. There they go. A great jump from Snyder.
We got a pile up at the start.
Oh, my goodness. Up in front of it all is Tim Shinosky, but honestly, I think it's Tim Shinosky and Donnie Moore, but I actually think it started, I think you have 2 different incidents. You know what it was? It was the Tim Shinosky got into the back of his brother, Matt Shinosky. That bounced Matt up into Donnie Moore, so both the Shinoskys were taken out. Kenny Kibbe, or I'm sorry, the 24 involved in that one is Austin Belke. Joe Segala made a great job of getting through that one. We might want to look at it one more time before we go back to live and watch it from the 81. I think Segala's biggest car to avoid was actually the pace car, and luckily in iRacing the pace car has no mass. There's the pace car.
Yeah, that was one of those real bad checkups on the start there. And then that just carries on back.
Matt, having not spent a lot of time in these cars, what causes a car not to get going? Can you spin the tires? Is that something you watch? Is it wrong gear? What causes you not to go?
Well, this car isn't too bad. The Super, yeah, you can spin the tires real easy, but this one you can pretty much just get on it. I think what happened there is you're having people try to anticipate the start, so then they sped up because they thought they were going, and then they realized they weren't, so they hit the brakes, and everybody else was doing the same thing. So I think this was just everybody trying to anticipate the start, and they really anticipated wrong.
What is the gearing in these cars? I don't believe they have 4 gears, right? Is this just low and high, or how's it work?
No, this car is a 4-gear car. At this track here with this car, you're starting in second. The Super, we were starting in third the other night to keep the tires from spinning. But yeah, so these guys, they got 4 gears. Sometimes they might miss a gear, and that'll cause a checkup, trying to get through them gears quick. But yeah, so that's the story with that.
Okay, well, he's been out in front the entire time, and he cannot be passed under yellow, and that is Joe Snyder. So he's got to try one more time. He did okay last time. Another good jump from Snyder. Now, Snyder will admit that maybe his Achilles heel, look at rolling the top side, is the 69 of Aiden Young. Young Gun making it work. He's been biding his time. He's going to burn a little rubber, use up some of his rubber capital to see if he can get that spot. I don't think it's going to work. Spees knows what he's up to. The 69 not giving up the ghost right now. Boy, that is a pretty silver-colored car there, the 69. Working the top side. Another yellow. This one, I think, starts with the 8 getting into the 32 of Bloom. Bloom goes around right in front of Davis. Shinosky has nowhere to go. He gets into the back of him. Spinning off to the inside is Jeffrey Happy Kemper. There's the 8. The 8 is almost clear, and then he gets backed into and turned onto the inside. So 4 more cars. Folks, there are no fast repairs in this thing. But, my God, these things must be built like a tank, Matt, because everyone's still racing.
Yeah, it depends where you hit these cars at. There's some vulnerable spots. If you take a big enough shot to the front, you can puncture the radiator. It'll start overheating on you. But you got to take a pretty direct shot to make them not be able to drive.
Let's dial up Steven Spees. He's going to be starting in the outside of the front row. Steven, you've done a good job of starting on the outside, tucking into second, but the problem is this time you got Aiden Young back there on the inside of row 2. Going to be a tougher order to do now.
Yeah, potentially. I imagine Lowell was kind of letting me drop in there. I think he wanted to be on the inside and kind of see how things shook out. I was really debating on earlier whenever I passed him if I should or if I should just ride around in third and try to take advantage. And I decided, heck, let's get up while we're close to the leader and see if we can race it out. And then, of course, the next lap we got a caution. So, we haven't really run significant green since then. So I don't know where we'll land, but I'm sure Aiden will let me in. Don't you think?
You're such an optimist. Hey, you've been on the top side as much as anybody. Does that line have anything to offer on a restart, or are you pretty much cooked?
I'm probably cooked, but we'll see. We're getting ready to go here, and we'll try to keep it tight and force my way in.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Matt, do you think Aiden's going to let him in? I think that was a bit of sarcasm on Steven Speed's part.
Yeah, if I'm a betting man, I don't think so.
Well, we'll find out. We're talking about Aiden Young in that beautiful silver number 69. Look at this, a good jump. You're clear, Steven. And he ducks it in there. Does he listen to me? He does. He feels confident. So look at that. He does duck. And now Snyder goes high, and the door opens, a little hucklebuck, a little hokey-doke, a little dipsy-do, a little up and under for Steven Spees. New leader up front. Oh, Ribeye now stuck on the top. He doesn't like it up there. He's going to bring Aiden Young to second. Now the Butcher Baton Rouge able to tuck down into third. Bringing the car in there hotter than a curling iron on Venus was the 22 of Bruce Pearson. He's got that car moving on the inside. He's inside a Lowell Jewel. Look at that green and black machine. He's coming. He's got it up into what would be, let me count the positions, fourth, fifth spot right now. Trying for more if he can get around the 75 of John Wilson. A quiet climb to the top for Wilson, 13th to 4th. Watch out for the 22. He's a hungry. And right behind the 22, Jason's back. I wish I knew the theme song to Halloween. J.R. Shepard up into 7th. It's Michael Myers. Did I get my villains wrong? It's Michael Myers, not Jason. I get my Freddys and my Jasons and my Michaels confused. Thank you, director. All right. If you're in YouTube chat, go ahead and put in, I know Freddy's from Midnight on Elm Street there or whatever, Nightmare on Elm Street. Where's Jason from? I'm not sure where that one's from. Yeah, I may be making it up. How about Carl and Larry, too, while you're at it? Let's look at the 89, the 98. Shepard trying to work. He's looking to the outside. He's looking to the inside. He's working on the 22. He thinks he has a spot. He checks up. No, Matt, you just look what the 89 seems to be able to do. And it's like he's driving a different class of car. It seems to do stuff that other guys can't.
Well, that's what I've been trying to figure out for years. It's just all about being smooth, trying to find the right line. And that's about all I can come up with, because that's been something I've been chasing and been working on getting there, but just can't quite get to run like that.
I just watched him. He got that car to rotate through 1 and 2 to get underneath Pearson. All right, Lowell Jewell saw Shepard do it as well. He's trying the same thing. He gets it done. Pearson now stuck on the top side. Let's give a little love to the quiet man, Adam Shane. Started in 16th. Has cut that in more than half now. He moves up into 7th. Watch out for Shane. We're on the back half. We're on the back 9 now. This is when Shane starts to go for the green. Nice shot. You can see a lot of single file racing going on right now. It is hard to get underneath anybody.
Yeah, you're talking about the rotation. That's really how you have to pass people at this track, because you need to be able to get that. You enter the corner a little bit higher and through the center, and then you hit that rotation to where you get the nose to dive under somebody on exit. A lot of these guys are achieving that by putting their brakes a little further to rear to help loosen the car up a little bit. But there is a fine balance there. If you go too far back, it'll lock them up and spin you around. And so you got to find that balance with your braking points with this car.
You're looking at Chris Davis there, and that is Kurt Smith on the outside. Davis made a move to the inside of the 87 of Todd Liston. He almost got all 4 tires inside the yellow line there. The car got really loose. almost came around him, but he lost a ton of momentum. He's taking a more conservative racing line now. Let's go ahead and ride on board with the number 98 and give you a perspective of what he's dealing with. You can see the distance between him and Joe Snyder. We are on lap 56. All you little soldiers in Soup's clipboard army, get them out. The interval from Shepard to the lead on lap 57, 2.04 seconds, so he's coming. Now, you know, up front, as we draw our attention up there, I think Spies and Young and Snyder have all passed the memo between them saying, we see who's in fourth. It does us no good to race side by side and ruin our pace. Wear out our rubber. Let's just put in some laps, see if we can get, how quickly we can get to lap 100.
Yeah, I think you're right with that, Soup. I think these guys they're at the midpoint of the race, but it's not yet disco time. So they know to save that rubber, because it don't be any good to burn it off now, because you pull out to a big lead, but it ain't going to help you at the end.
We're going to drop you back to the 14, running in what would be 10th spot right now. He just got under the 24 of Austin Belkey. I'm talking about Kenny Kibbe. He is coming as well. He's been picking off cars one by one. He seems to be able to get the car down to the low side. Let's stay here a little bit. We've jumped you around a little bit, so why don't we do a little bit of racing? Let's watch Kenny Kibbe try to get around the 22. Not much going on in front of him. I'll keep an eye up there. But Kibbe is a name that if we get a yellow and they bunch up, he could race for the lead. Kibbe now within a half car length of the 22. Boy, gets the car really close to the wall. Gets the car much lower than the 22. Gets a good drive out of the corner 2. Ducks it down through 3 and 4 and move another position up for the 14. Let's jump up one car on the track to the 79 of Adam Shane. Started in 16th, doing what he does, quietly working his way through the field. He's got the black and blue bruise machine there of Lowell Jewell. Right in front of them, John Wilson. So a nice 3-car battle there. If you're marking on your clipboard, you can see that Shepard back on lap 56. The gap was 2 seconds. Well, in 10 laps, he's knocked 4/10 of a second off now, 1.6.
You know, the thing about the group you got running up front, if JR is able to catch them, which he most likely will, they're going to be hard to pass. Them guys up front they're hard racers, and they're fast, and they're showing it. So it ain't going to be a cakewalk once he gets there.
That was a lowercase if for sure.
Yeah.
Riding on board with the multi-time champion right now. Little by little.
Isn't it page 17 of the handbook that says to do drama?
It is indeed. You did very well. I'm glad that you've been studying. Let's go back and look at the 79. He continues to work now on the 20, and then also John Wilson. I think the 79 might be the fastest of these. Kenny Kibbe's pretty quick too. So I think Kibbe would not mind if Shane could do the work for him, but if he doesn't get it done pretty quick, I think the 14's going to lose patience and try to get to the inside of Adam. Boy, you can see Adam really close up on the back of Lowell Jewell. Jewell smooth as a new jar of peanut butter, and Shane really aggressive right now. Kibbe also aggressive back there. You can see the laps ticking away. And sure enough, Kibbe does get to the inside. You can only be patient for so long. With that pass made, let's go back and check our J.R. Shepard watch. All right. Freddie or Jason or Michael Myers, whoever he is now running in 4th spot. And he's got them scared up ahead of him.
By the way, Soup, Ricky's telling us that Friday the 13th with Jason.
Thank you. There we go. Well, we got a lapped car to deal with. You know, one day you're a star, the next day you're a bum. I'm not calling Brian Dean a bum, but certainly this race hasn't gone the way he had hoped. He's about to be lapped. Last week's winner. Oh, the car looks really angry. It keeps it to the outside. There goes 1, there goes 2, there goes 3, there goes 4. And since Snyder couldn't get the exit, the corner out exit that opened the door, and Shepard moves up into 3rd.
Yeah, that was a perfectly planned move. He saw that lap car coming and he knew he was going to be in that spot, so he did the perfect pass, drifting a little bit high and then cut her down low, and it worked out.
Okay, let's turn our attention to the 69. He can read the tower as well as you guys can. All of a sudden, the 69 thinks it's time to go. As soon as Shepard was able to get around Snyder, Young started to hassle Spees like never before. And right now, he is ready to get this done. If Young can get around Spees, Matt, it's going to be a really tall order for J.R. Shepard with all of the incidents that he's had and has beat up as the car and all the rubber that he has to use to climb through. Look at how Young can get the car down below the line. Now he gets it down in there. Spees sees him. Spees gives him room. Look at Young gets it down there. They stay off now. They're both going to lose momentum. That's going to give Shepard a chance to catch up. Now they're side by side. Cialis Bathtubs out of 2. It's a drag race down the back straight. They're going to enter corner 3 side by side, but the preferred position goes to Young. Young gets it. Spees now took too long to get Young go by, and that let Shepard get up there as well. He started in 17th spot. It took him 82 laps to get the second, and the cream of the crop has risen. Young and Shepard 1-2.
Yeah, I guess we'll see if Shepard has anything for Young. Not really sure. Young, I know, has been trying so hard to get a win, and he's fast. He's been up there every week, but just has missed it. And so I think he's going to do all he can do to hang on to this thing.
He is there now. Shepard prides himself on making passes cleanly. Look at this! Here comes Spees back into the picture. Shepard was hung up a little bit by Young. Spees dives the 55 down in there, and now he's got Shepard on the top side. Shepard has nowhere to go. Spees almost gets into him with a good drive off of 2. Shepard cannot close the door. Spees takes it in there again. Shepard leaves Spees no room. How much confidence that Shepard has that Spees is not going to drift up into him. And Shepard powers the 98 around the top side. Oh, it was a great effort from Spees, but it didn't work out, but I don't think he's done.
Yeah, I think that move right there got his tires a little hot, so he could only push it for so long. So I would expect him to try that again once his tires are cooled off here, if he can keep up.
Kemper does a good job of staying on the top line. It does shows we got a yellow. It involves the 87 of Todd Liston. Liston got loose right in front of Austin Belke. Belke does a good job of blowing up. I think it's a single car incident. It'll bring out the yellow. Oh, I guess that's good news for Aiden Young. Probably bad news for Shepard. Probably good news for Spees.
That's excellent news for Spees. He's probably glad right now he didn't take second from JR.
Let's dial up Aiden Young here with 12 laps to go. Here's our leader, Aiden Young. Looked like you were happy in second position until you saw Shepard get behind you in your rearview mirror, and then it was time to go. How's the car feeling?
It's feeling pretty good, as always. When JR's behind you, it's the Jaws theme song playing.
Okay, well, now you got him stuck to the outside, but Spees is pretty fast as well. You got enough rubber to bring it home these last 10 laps?
Yeah, I think I got plenty of rubber left. I did a pretty good job of saving it there at the beginning, being patient, so we'll see what she gives us.
All right, you've been getting runners up. I think this is your best chance to get a win. With looks like we'll have 9 to go when we go green. Good luck.
Thank you.
If I were a betting man, and unfortunately for my bank account I am, I'd put my money on Aiden Young. How about you, Matt? Do you feel pretty confident he'll be able to hold these guys off?
I think so. He's got 12 laps to do it, and Aiden's so smooth and fast.
Yeah.
I really can't see him losing it at this point. I think it's his race to lose, as they say.
It really would be a Freddy Krueger moment for J.R. Shepard if he could manage to turn that into a nightmare for Aiden Young. Spees back in third now. Spees is the guy you got to watch out for. Do the tires cool off a little bit? He was aggressive on that long green flag run. I guess he should be even better shape now, right?
Yeah, right now they're just cooling these tires off and enjoying that. So any hard racing they were just doing is erased, and they get a fresh start here.
The lights go off the pace car. Got to give a tip of the hat to a very quiet run to John Wilson. We haven't given him a lot of screen time. Started in 13th, up 8 spots into 5th. He's going to be starting inside Kenny Kibbe. Kibbe probably has the chops to race with the guys up front. He just not in good track position right now to get that done. Too many cars between him and the leader. Okay, we're going to have 7 to go. When they go green, pace car pulls in. The number 69 gets the good jump. Watch what Speed says. Oh my goodness, the 55 is feeling good. Now he's got to the inside. Let's see what Shepard can do. They almost make contact.
They're together.
Oh, sorry, they did get together. Sorry, I was behind the pace. I forgot to be live. Pull back the curtain. Yeesh. Now I am live. So I'll get to watch it with you guys on the replay for the first time. Even though I was behind, you could feel it coming. There's Spees, Shepard, and sure enough, in typical J.R. Shepard fashion, he's not only good, Matt, at racing, he seems to be really good at crashing because he was able to come away from that relatively unscathed.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this replay here myself. Looks like JR was trying to squeeze Steven down there, and there just wasn't any room to do that. Just hooked him in the right rear. But yeah, his car's able to come through wrecks without an issue. Not sure how, but yeah, I think this is going to be interesting here for a restart.
Okay, let's make sure that Soup is caught up, and indeed he is. With that said, let's dial up John Wilson and get a quick interview with him. He sits in third. John, this race is coming your way. All of a sudden, you find yourself in the catbird spot here, back in the inside of row 2. Maybe a second place, maybe a win, huh?
I'm going to see what I can do. Got to get a good jump on this restart. Being on the bottom is a good place to be.
You only have to go a few more laps. Do the tires have a few more laps left in them?
Oh yeah, I think so. I haven't got any notification that I got to save them yet, so I must be doing okay.
All right, you got Kibbe to your outside. He's been quick all night. Good luck.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, well, all of a sudden, Ribeye Joe Snyder finds himself out there in second. He's going to want to see the checkered flag as soon as possible because I think him getting a podium spot would be a lucky spot right now. There's the jump from Young. Sure enough, Wilson gets to the inside. They touch, they bang. Wilson keeps the car going straight. There is room for Kibbe to put a 3 wide if he wants it. Coming out of corner number 4 right now, that is going to be Young, and he's going to see the white flag. Sure enough, Wilson, and we got a yellow. I don't know if we're over or if we're getting a green-white checker. I do not know. We might see a green-white checker getting together. It was Belke and Liston, I think, got together. Belke and Pearson got together. We turn our attention to Young. We watch to see if he's going to get the win. The pace car is out. The lights are on. Does that mean that we're going one more time? The pace car is turning some very quick laps right now. It is a green-white checker.
Oh, that's unfortunate for guys like Wilson, man. Now he got up second. Now he's starting outside.
I really think he was probably 15 feet away from securing a second spot. The good news is he's got Shepard to his inside who doesn't have anything left. Sorry, Ribeye Joe, but I've been watching you muscle that car around. Here we go. He's done it again. I'm talking about Adam Shane. If you didn't watch him throughout the race, as we see the incident play out there, you wouldn't realize what a job he does, but he does it again. A quiet run from 16th to 4th. Problem is, he's got 3 laps to go, and he's got Kibbe right behind him, starting on the inside of row 3.
Yeah, unfortunately, the outside has shown it's not where you want to be. And I think that's, it usually comes into play later in the races, but we just have, everybody's been running the bottom so much, there really hasn't been any rubber built up on the top. So, yeah, the outside line, they might try to just wheel the thing and drive them in there real hard for this restart, being as how there's 2 laps left, but guess we'll see.
Now, I'm usually more often wrong than I am right, but I don't think the 39 has much left these last 3 laps. That's going to be good news for Shane. Watch Shane try to power around the outside. Watch Wilson try to get down in front of the 39. We're going to go green right now. There's the start. As expected, Young gets the good start. Wilson able to get in front of the 39 as expected. Now the 79 trying to power around the top. The 39 struggling to keep the car going right. He is sawing on the wheel. Boy, doing a great job, and now he has secured 3rd position. The white flag for Young. 4 more corners to go. 3 more corners to go. 2 more corners to go for Young. He's going to pick up his first win in a long time. The firefighter out of corner number 4. Round number 2 goes to Aiden Young. John Wilson will get 2nd. Joseph Snyder gets 3rd.
Great race.
Jeffrey Happy Kemper will have to be happy with 15th when we look to see him starting on the pole for the next round. J.R. Shepard, where does he finish? 5th. Well, we gave you a few of the finishers. What we'll do is take a short break, come back and run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers up on top before we hand you your hat. We'll be back in a few. Don't go far. Welcome back to Hickory Motor Speedway and VGN's second round coverage of the Bootleg Racing League's Gargamel's Kitchen Late Model Invitational Series. The Podium Patrol is brought to you by Gargamel's Kitchen. Let's give it to you right now as we're going to talk about Aiden Young. He's on top, started in 11th position, moves to 1st. John Wilson, 13th to 2nd, with Joe Snyder. Started on pole, able to race up front the entire night. This commentator didn't think he had much left. He had enough to get to an interview. Kenny Kibbe and J.R. Shepard, probably the guys we thought had the best chance of winning this one. They go 4th and 5th with apologies to Aiden Young there on that last one. Chris Davis had loads of problems. Got to be happy salvaging a 7th out of that. Lowell Jewell raced up there near the front for a while. He'll get 8th. Donnie Moore and Austin Belkey go 9 and 10. Matt?
Bruce Pearson coming home 11th. Joe Segala in 12th. Trey Bloom in 13th. Steven Speed's very disappointing ending, but bright side, he gets to start outside front row next week. In 14th, and Jeffrey Kemper 15th. Kurt Smith 16th. Tim Shanoski 17th. Brian Dean, not the race he was hoping after his win, rounding up 18th. Matt Shanoski 19th, and Todd Liston 20th.
18 cars on the lead lap, only Matt Shanoski and Todd Liston finishing off the lead lap. The Podium Patrol is brought to you by Gargamel's Kitchen. They're a food-grade nitrous oxide provider located in Denver, Colorado, and a proud sponsor of the Bootleg Racing League. Visit their office at 2045 South Valencia Street, and when you do, they got a mean spread of snacks there. Or give them a call at 720-707-6178. All right, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk to our race winner tonight, Aiden Young. Been a long time coming for Aiden, but he was able to get the win. He's had a couple runner-ups in both Friday and Saturday night, but he gets the win tonight. Aiden, you thought you had enough left. They made you go a few extra laps.
Yeah, just finally able to stop being a bridesmaid and finally get one of these.
You were in a pretty good spot there at the end with only a few to go. You said your car looked good. When we watched you in the racing line you were taking, you looked really smooth. The car must have been comfortable even at the end.
Yeah, it was fairly comfortable, a little tight there once in a while. Just depends if I overdrove it, and somehow I didn't, and here we are.
Aiden, it's a fixed setup league, so you're racing, everyone's racing the same setup. Do you do much setup work when you race, or are you pretty much a fixed setup guy?
Yeah, I pretty much do mainly fix, but once in a while I'll get a setup and go run something.
Well, congratulations on the win tonight. Good to see you up front. You're going to be doing really well in the points. We'll see you down the road, and hopefully we'll see you on a full slate on Saturdays because we want everyone to be safe. What town do you patrol? What town is your fire patrol at?
I cover Dalton, and I'm on Lunenburg too because I'm on 2 different departments.
In what state?
New Hampshire and Vermont.
New Hampshire and Vermont. 2 states? Okay. That's a kind of fireman we like. All right, Aiden, good luck. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you.
New Hampshire and Vermont. Got to get some maple syrup for a sponsor. All right, I'm going to get to talk to John Wilson as well here in the 75. Wilson had a nice run, 13th second. John, everything fell right for you. You didn't get the win, but come on, you got to be happy with second.
Oh yeah, I'm more than happy with that. That was a great finish to the race. Very satisfied.
Things fell right for you. You were stuck on the outside of row 1. You had to be a little bit worried, but Joe Snyder didn't have a lot left in that thing. He did a great job of getting third. You must have been happy when you get tucked down to the second.
Yeah, I knew on that last restart I was going to have to get a good jump and try to stay close to Aiden, but not so close that I was still beside him a little bit because that would open the door for Joseph. And luckily there was a hole there that I could park mine in and hold on to it for second.
You started in 13th, so that's back what I like to call in amongst it. But I think you were ahead of most of the incidents. Was your car clean at the end?
Yeah, I think so. I might have got a little bit of a hit in the rear end once, but for the most part, it drove like it was clean, so I'm very happy.
All right, John, we'll get you out of here on this one. Tell us a little about yourself. What do you do? Are you a student? Or you go to? You have a job? Where do you live? What's up?
I live in a little wee country town called Carrying Place, Ontario, Canada. I am a fabricator welder by trade. I've been doing that for about 7 years now. I love it. I'm not married, divorced actually. 4 stepchildren, 1 grandchild. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good. I should have known when I heard a boot. I should have known that you were up in Canada. That was my bad on that one. Well, thanks for racing with us, and it's a great finish, and we'll see you down the road.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
There you go. So Aiden Young, who's in Vermont, where maple syrup is the thing to have, and then we got John Wilson, who has a maple leaf on his country's flag. Let's see if Joe Snyder knows anything about maple. You know what? I bet you Snyder knows about like maple flavored sausage. Ribeye Joe, do you have maple flavored sausage? I just talked to Aiden Young. He's in from Vermont, and John Wilson's up in Canada. What do you know about maple?
We actually have. We have a maple blueberry that I sell in the store. It's country pleasing, no doubt.
Ooh, indeed. All right, let's forget about your sponsor. Let's talk about the race. My goodness, I'll give you credit. I thought your goose was cooked. No pun intended there for the butcher. I didn't think you had much left. You did a great job of keeping that car in third.
Appreciate it. Well, everybody kind of took themselves out. Aiden was too fast. John was too smooth. And I just held on for dear life there at the end.
Do you feel like you're getting the hang of it? When you first came in, you said, boy, you were always quick early, and then you had nothing left at the end. I think you're better at it. Do you think I'm right when I say that? You're getting the hang of saving stuff?
Yeah, I'm better at saving my tires than when this car first came out. But it's like rolling the dice with me, man. Some nights I come in, I feel great, I run a good race. Some nights I come in, I don't even know what I'm doing. It's crazy.
Well, Yeah, that's the Brian Dean story. He won last week. Tonight he finishes 18th, so you got good company there. Hey, Joe, congratulations. Always nice to talk to you, and we'll see you down the road.
All right, take care, Sue. Thank you.
The Butcher of Baton Rouge, and he's got himself some maple blueberry sausage. Is that what he said? That sounds pretty good. I like it's a maple-flavored theme tonight on our race. Well, let's go ahead and close this thing up. If you enjoyed what you saw here tonight, well, don't worry, we'll come back. I can't guarantee we'll have as much maple talk next time or as much scary movie talk next race, but we will be back in 1 week to bring you round number 3. Where are we going? Southern National. Oh, that always puts on a good event. You can see when it is. It's Saturday, October 14th, 8:55 Eastern, 5:55 Pacific, 2:55 in Hawaii. But before then, it's the Pretty Good Racing League. They're going to be at Texas Motor Speedway. That's round number 6, Tuesday, October 10th. At 8:50 p.m. Eastern. Those races, this one, and all the previous races have been a production of the Virtual Grip Network. With that said, we're going to hand you your hat. Until next time, have fun storming the castle.